Good Friday morning, and welcome to Ice Age TV, the internal combustion engine age YouTube channel that talks about all my cars and trucks and SUVs, motorcycles, the dogs, the kid, popcorn, Florida, the pond. Look at the pond. Pretty cool, right? I mean, just beautiful. And are the lily pads like gone? That would be so cool if my pond looked like that throughout the summer, because that's been a huge challenge. That pond used to be so beautiful, then the lily pads came down from another guy's pond and ruined my pond so many years ago. So a nutria came in and ate it all, I think. That's the right word you're supposed to say. So here it is, Friday morning. And hey, good morning there to all that subscribe and watch my channel and listen to me yak away and talk. Appreciate all the support, the emails. Hey, good morning there to Don and Jenny and the crazy dogs you got with you. Thanks for reaching out and send an email, and I'll get you some stickers out. That was pretty cool. I get these personal emails every now and then from subscribers. That is so cool. So once again, thanks there, Don, Jenny, and hope you guys are having a great Friday. And I like your Ram truck because you're a two-door guy. The good old days, the true days of the real trucks were the two-door trucks, right? So here we are, Friday. What are we doing? And you have no idea how frustrated I am with myself. You have no idea. You have no idea of what happened to me yesterday, that I am so disappointed. You have no idea. It's just, oh, it's so aggravating. I mean, it's maddening. I mean, I didn't even sleep last night. It's bad. It is bad. And yes, yesterday was at one point a really cool, great day to share a lot of video on my YouTube channel. But by the end of the day, I ruined it. I personally ruined all my efforts and work to bring to all the subscribers and viewers of my channel hours and hours of content that you would have had, I think, a pretty good time watching Mac and Cheese, Mac's custom car or custom exhaust, do exhaust on my Camaro Z28. And you would have seen me driving the Camaro Z28 for the first time ever. I bought that car a month ago, and this is yesterday's the first time ever I drove the car. So you would have seen me driving the car, talking about the car. So maddening that I erased all that video. I erased it all by accident. It was all my fault. Nobody else to blame. So today's conversations, yesterday, I think if I remember right, this week we went from the goodbye Sunday conversation to the leave conversations, to the routine conversations, to the loser conversations. Yeah, I'm just trying to think of all the conversations that we've had this past week and all the exciting conversations. So what goodbye, leave, routine, exciting, loser. I jinxed myself because I lost all my critical data. So yesterday, it's incredible. I make a video called the loser video, which in the end, it was about me being the loser because I'm the guy that erased all the video by accident. And it's this phone that is driving me nuts on the data storage, that I'm not doing a very good job managing it. And I should have erased a lot of videos, and I didn't. And I got back in from a very long day. I mean, I literally left yesterday morning about 10 o'clock, and I was gone all day, and I get back in close to 6 o'clock, making all these videos of my adventures in the Camaro. So after all that, I even permanently deleted the videos. Oh my gosh. It is so maddening. So today's conversations I thought could be called yesterday, because boy, oh boy, in life, who hasn't done something that they wish they could go back and fix what they had done? Who has not? I guarantee you, every person on my channel can relate in life with being in a car accident. You do something wrong, you break something, whatever, you say something, a relationship. I mean, it's infinite on all the things. Every one of us as human beings can say, oh my gosh, if only I could go back. I mean, wasn't that the big movie, Back in Time, with Michael J. Fox and the professor? I mean, come on. So for me, just beyond maddening. And I spent hours trying to figure out how I could maybe salvage that permanently deleted video on my this phone I have in my hand and bring it back to life. And it's gone. I even bought a little software thing for $9 to see if it could scan the phone to find the the videos. And yeah, what did it find? The most recent videos I made last night. I told everybody I'm a loser because I lost all my freaking information. Wow. I mean, just so mad. I mean, you have no idea. I was so bummed when and so here it is, the Ford Lightning, finally charged up. 2 days later. It's interesting how they're Tesla people basically think I'm a loser. They make comments like, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, dude, you don't know how to charge that vehicle. I'm just like, what? I don't get that conversation. I've got a 220 plug. I get it. When that thing's down to nothing, it's going to take a long time to charge. It's a 220. It's not the supercharger, the fast charger setup, and I'd have to put a whole new electrical system in my barn to upgrade this to be the fast charge, which, how about, who cares? But here's the Camaro. What a car. And so here it is. So for me yesterday, to retrace my steps of going back to what happened yesterday, after yesterday morning's video, I decided to go get the Camaro inspected and get the emissions done, because the selling dealer called me when I was in Florida and said, hey, to process your Virginia tags, you have to get an emission test. So yesterday morning, I called my selling Dodge dealer, Mandy, who's a great service writer, and said, hey, can you get my car into, I went to Dodge dealer, not to Chevy. I don't like the Chevy dealer. I don't trust them. That's local to me. So she said, yeah, bring it on up. We'll get you in and out. I'm like, oh, that's awesome. So, yeah, what do you think happens when I go up to Dulles Dodge? What's going to play out now that I'm sitting around, I'm literally sitting around in the dealership waiting for my car to get emissions test and inspection, and here it goes. Here it is. Hey, we just got some new Ram TRX used trucks in. Man, you should buy one of those. Oh, come on. So the owner's there talking to me. Come on. So I'm like, I'm going to stand around for an hour. Sure, I'll go drive a Ram TRX. So I had a video of me yet again driving a Ram gray-colored Ram TRX. So you would have seen me yesterday at the Dulles Dodge of me. I know people watch my channel like, oh my God, here we go again. This guy has test-driven a Ram TRX truck a gazillion times. When is this guy going to just freaking either buy one or just don't do it no more? I'm sure that's what people be thinking. So you would have witnessed me driving the truck, going up the road, and it's the same thing. It's just like, it's cool, but it drives too much. Hey, come on, Tang, stop it. Tango, that's the Tango instigating all that problem. So it'd be like, hey, you drive this Ram TRX, and yeah, I ride this Ram TRX, and I can honestly say that it's too much of a truck. It truly is a truck. And I mean, that, and after buying this Raptor 37 out here, I have to honestly say, the Raptor 37 is a nicer truck. I'm sorry, all the TRX guys, yeah, you're going to beat me, but the truck doesn't ride the same. That Raptor 37 is so much fun. All the dogs want to go upstairs. And Kiefer Boy, I'm not going to get creative in this, and Metallica guys reached out and really trying to explain to me how I can raise a dog properly. And I'm like, man, do I qualify for that? I don't think I do. Come on, get up here. He's going through great detail. Come on, Tang, get up here. Going through great detail of what goes on with having to train these German Shepherd dogs. And I'm like, wow, yikes. Yeah, wow, I get it. So I appreciate all your concern and well-being for my daughter and for the family and others. Get great points and taken seriously, and I've passed it on to my kids. So and the dog's under training, so he's going to continue to be trained. Somebody here, but I'm not going to train him to be an attack dog. Just so you know, that's not going to happen. And that dog is in my daughter's name. It's not in my name. So the implications are, if that dog, I have to tell my daughters, like, that dog is in your name. It's your dog. So if anything ever happened, you could be the person that has to take the fall. So technically, it's not my dog. So I'm not foolish. I'm not an idiot in life to tell my daughter, oh, don't worry about things. Yeah, that's why she trained them. But we're not going to train him to be a attack dog. That's not what's going to happen. So if you watch my channel, he's going to be a companion dog. And it's going to bring out his presence with my daughter. And I've been in business for close to 30 years. And thank God nothing radical has happened while I've been out in the field. And we only hope and pray that it continues to be the story for everybody that's worked for me and my daughter as well. So anyways, I drove the Ram TRX up there at the Dulles Dodge, and it's just the exact same thing. I just can't get overly excited driving that vehicle. That vehicle drives like a beast. So if you're the real truck guy and you really want that really just solid, beat you up truck ride, the Ram TRX is just for you. If you really want that type of feel, this Raptor 37, my Raptors, they just ride so much more fun. They're just more fun. And even yesterday, when I was out there at Mac and Cheese, I call him Mac and Cheese, Mac's Exhaust, he said he just did a guy's Ram TRX truck, and he did trade his Raptor for it, and he said the guy agreed that the Ram TRX just doesn't ride like the Raptor, and the Raptor, in some ways, was a more fun truck. I mean, just put it to bed, Iceman, just buy a Raptor R. I don't disagree. And when the right deal comes along, the right used one comes along, yeah, I would probably do that. If I could find one for low 100, yeah, I'd be all over that thing. Sure, a lot of other people would too. So yesterday, here we are. I'm focused on yesterday. And that's what's so crazy in where we live in today's world. Everybody wants to live for tomorrow. Everything, and I talk about this all the time on my YouTube channel, of all the YouTubers out there that constantly feed tomorrow, what it's going to be tomorrow. What it's going to be tomorrow. Anymore, I think more of us are going to be like, we want to know how to correct yesterday. How do we do that? Where we are in this country right now, who doesn't feel like, boy, oh boy, we need to fix a lot of yesterdays for what's going on in this country, especially in union dress. I did not watch it. I mean, I didn't want to watch it. Why? Why am I going to watch a guy that I just feel like is letting this country go in the wrong direction? I'm sorry. For those YouTubers out there watching my channel and you're a Joe Biden person, that's fine. I mean, it's fine. That's what you feel like is the right agendas and the right direction of the country, then okay, that's your own personal views. And I'm not going to argue with you. I'm just sharing with you. I don't think that the direction of this country in so many ways is going the right way. So, but anyways, it's the yesterday, right? What we could have done yesterday. Who doesn't go out and buy a car, motorcycle, whatever it may be, and then you kind of second guess yourself of you gave up a car for another vehicle, and you think, wow, if I could kind of go backwards, and take yesterday, I don't know if I would have done that deal. So now going back to the Iceman adventures with the Camaro, wow. I mean, in some ways, I want to name this video this morning the Wow. Wow, this Camaro Z28, what? I'm blown away. This is the car that is totally off the radar screen. This car is so much fun. And it's bumpy on some bumpy roads. It definitely bounces you around, but with roads in that bumpy, it's a very comfortable, smooth car. And I am just blown away on how I never bought this car. But I talked about it many, many times. This car, Chevrolet really in some ways made a mistake of when they released this car. And some people are like, well, why do you mean, why would Chevrolet make a mistake releasing a Z28 in 2014 and having a 2-year run? 2014-15, they built like 1,800 and some odd units. I can't believe the guy had let this go. It had to be a financial situation, a health situation. I don't know. He just sold it to the dealership. He didn't trade for anything. So I really don't know what really is the driving force. It'd be so cool if this guy found my channel, he watched YouTube, and he's like, hey, wow, that's my car. Let me tell you the story of it, blah, blah, blah. I mean, that would be so cool. But here's the thing. Even for me, I am taken back on how really nice this car is, how fun this car is, and it's all the old technology. But then I think to myself, which I've talked about, is what Chevrolet did is this got kind of mixed in with the brand new Corvette Stingray. So if you're a Corvette enthusiast, back in 2014, the Chevrolet next generation car was coming, redesigned for the C7 Corvette, because I've had a lot of Corvettes, and the danger is now, do I get a C8 Corvette? That's the danger now. I got the Chevy, do I get a sister for it, right over there? Yeah, so anyways, I think that what happened is Chevrolet brought this to market. It got attention, but at the same time, like me, and I've talked about it, I was more intrigued to buy the Corvette because I'm a Corvette guy, and it was the newest, latest, greatest. And back in 2015, it had been about, I guess, 5 years since I had my last Corvette, which was a C6, Z06. And so I looked at this car that was like close to $80,000, And then I looked at the Corvette, which was more like in the $50,000 to $60,000 range. And I really came to closure that the Corvette was the better package and a more fun for me. And I never was able to drive one of these because it was such a limited production, the dealership wouldn't let you drive one. So, but also, as I've mentioned many times, I think the Hellcat also took away my focus on this car. Because I really was focused on a red Camaro Z28 at Jerry's Chevrolet here in Leesburg, Virginia. And I was very intrigued to maybe try to buy it, but I never did it. And then here's the Hellcat. Tim Knuskis, July or August of 2014, does the big reveal of the Dodge 707 horsepower Challenger, not the Charger. It's ironic that the most recent reveal of the next generation of cars has nothing to do with the Challenger. It's all about the Charger. But in so many ways, which came first, the Charger or Challenger? Well, the Charger came before the Challenger did, for the record. But anyways, so the Dodge was just screaming to everybody, hey, look at this badass 707 factory-produced car that you can buy for under $60,000. That's correct. The original sticker on these things was like $59,900 or something like that. So, and everybody went nuts over it, including me. I was down at Leesburg Dodge on September 7th of 2014, putting an order in for 2015 Dodge Hellcat, which I never got because the dealer gave my allocation to his best friend, not telling me that, but I mean, I feel very strongly that's what happened. Now, can I confirm it? No, but it's weird in how I was the first guy to put the order in. I even confirmed it with a GM, but yet another guy gets his car, and my car never even got built. You got to wonder, right? Yeah, right. So anyways, for the Camaro Z28 for yesterday, for me driving this up to Leesburg Dodge to get the emissions, when I got in the car, I drove it, I'm like, wow. I'm like, this thing, well, first thing is, it was a cool day, and these tires here, this car busts loose all the time. Even to the point, for me, it's like, ooh, I got to be careful, because if this car kind of going a little too fast down the roads and kind of get into it in the back roads, I may be off the road. So I was very tame and compliant on how I drove this car, and just wow. I mean, I just can't get over how fun this car is, and how this car has such like the cam lobe idle to it. When it's sitting idle, and you can hear the lobe, you can hear that cam kind of has a boom, 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 boom. I mean, it's so cool, and it's a 427 motor. So now I go up to Leesburg Dodge, I just told you. I'm waiting for the car to get inspected. Now I'm driving the Ram TRX truck up and down the road, and it's the same old thing. I'm like, I'm just not really excited. I'm not really excited. So now I get back to the dealership, and I'm like, you know what? My car's done. I'm going to call Mac over at Mac's Custom Exhaust in Manassas, Virginia, and I'm going to ask him if he's got time to look at my car and see if we can get a plan what we can do with the car. And even though I'm like got reservations that I don't want to do too much mods to that car, because I don't want to ruin the true beginnings of that car and keep it really factory so it always retains its value. Meanwhile, my sales guy who just had his Camaro stolen, Muhammad, he calls me and goes, where'd you go? I said, you know what? I'm going to stop thinking anything can come from this. He's like, well, come on. You got to be able to do something. I'm like, I got nothing. What am I going to give you? So I said, tell you what, take my Jeep Gladiator and run deal. And if you can get a deal with getting me out of that and the TRX. And he's like, that ain't going to happen. Like, no, I know it's not going to happen. Because that thing's $20,000 upside down because of what I paid for it last year to what it's worth today. And eventually he's like, yep, right, that ain't going to work. So, I'm not going to spend $20,000 to get out of that thing. Forget that. So I said, all right, well, let's look at the Jeep Grand Wagoneer. I put like close to $30,000 down on that vehicle last year to buy it. And that's a whole other story if you're watching my channel and how that all played out. And so I'm like, look, run the numbers in that. But I said, that was a $100,000 car. I think I paid like $92,000 for it, I think. I said, I bet you that car today is in the $60,000 range. I guarantee it's taking a $30,000 bath. And I said, I'm not going to take a bath in that car. I'm not doing it. But I said, tell you what, you go ahead and you run the numbers and find out what that car is worth. And if I'm not going to take a bath, has equity in it, then yeah, we can talk. But even though I'm thinking, the wife will go nuts if I get rid of that Grand Wagoneer, and I don't disagree. I think that's the wrong mistake. Here is the Dodge super big that never gets driven. Gee whiz, this thing needs to be driven. Poor car's been sitting outside all winter. I know some people are like, oh, what a disgrace. Yeah, well, when you only have so much area, things get sacrificed, unfortunately. So there you go. The birds haven't moved them too bad yet, have they? So anyway, so I said, hey, run some numbers. And he's like, yeah, I'll call you back. He never called back. Why? Because the car market's in a shambles. Apparently, I think it's factual. I don't disagree that all these cars' values have tanked. So he never, so I was like, yeah, whatever. So not a big deal. I'm not on the page having to go out and buy a freaking Ram TRX truck. So now I call Mac, and he said, come on out. So now I head out there to Manassas, and I get into Mac's garage, and that's what I had. I had a great video of me at Mac's garage, us hanging out, and then us talking about what we can or can't do for the Camaro. And so it's so disappointing that yesterday you would have seen me, first of all, like I just said, driving the Ram TRX, you'd be rolling your eyes like, Jesus Christ, man, can't you just let that damn thing go? You're not going to buy one of those things, just let it go. Here's the Dark Horse. Where's my supercharger? I'm starting to kind of get a little worried. Talking December 4th, I ordered a Whipple supercharger. It's now March 7th. Isn't this now like 4 months? Is that right or wrong? This isn't, so I'm like, yeah, I'm going to have to call Lethal Performance and get Jared on the phone and go, dude, where's my freaking Whipple supercharger? What the hell? Where is it? What is going on with that project? That'll be a great project, and that's going to be really a very fun car. And now the weather up here in this area, it's just beyond unbelievable. I brought the Florida weather back. It is so nice out here. It's beyond unbelievable. Just really no winter. If you're a landscape and snowplow guy, you're like, this sucks, because you made no money plowing snow this year. We had like one snow, just for the most part, nothing, goose egg, zero. It changed, the global warming. So anyway, so now Mac and I get he's busy doing our things, but eventually he gets my car up on the lift, and we get underneath of it. Now you can see the whole underpinning to this Camaro, which is really cool. And he's right on my page. He's like, hey man, do you want to keep this thing? Is this like a collector car for you? And I'm like, yeah, I think this is a car that I should never ever let go, because it's always an increase in value, and it's such a limited built car. He's like, I don't know, man. I said, I don't know if you want to do the exhaust. I said, I probably wouldn't do anything then. I said, well, I don't know. I don't have a problem getting exhaust out. So then he goes, you know what we could do? We could unbolt the exhaust system from the cat's back and retain everything and put a cat back exhaust system in it, and we'll just keep all the components, and you just put them up in your barn, and then one day if somebody wants to, you decide to sell the car and you want it back original, you got all the original exhaust. I'm like, yeah, that works. It's just bolt to bolt. But then I looked at him and said, hey, yeah, I don't know. So I said, what's another idea? He said, and this was really cool, the mufflers are still back in his shop, because we took the mufflers out. So we straight piped the exhaust on the back end. So there used to be mufflers back here, and they had actuator valves that supposedly would open up the muffler so you get a little bit more noise out of it. But I did that yesterday, and his car really didn't have, in my view, a lot of noise. So that was one of the complaints I immediately had driving the car. And I even said, I'm amazed my daughter didn't kind of even talk more about that this car just doesn't have a lot of exhaust note out of it. So we took the mufflers off, and once again, the mufflers are back at his shop, and I didn't want to put them in my car to slide around the back of the trunk and damage it or whatever. I'll just pick up those another day. So we took and made a straight pipe, and then he had a Cadillac CTS-V supercharger he was working on and tuning and exhaust, and these chips were supposed to go to that guy's car. And so I was like, okay, because he had no more 4-inch tips. He had like 3-inch. And I was like, I'm not really sure I want to do that. So he's like, you know what? That Cadillac that we're working on right now, I don't know if we're going to have the parts today for it to finish it up. And he said, you know what? I'll just let you have his tips. I'm like, I said, don't do that. He's like, no, man, you can have them. I'm like, but I don't want to ruin that guy's excitement of getting his car. He's like, that guy's not worried about that car. I told him he wouldn't get till next week, and I'll get more tips in by next week. I'm like, it's your call, man. He's like, we're going to do it, man. We're going to do it for you. So cool for Mac. They're hanging out. Then we're having our silly conversations of him working on it, which was just the funny antics. Then another guy showed up in a Dodge Challenger, that Scat Pack, and he did what I did to mine. He removed the resonator, delete, and the mufflers, and did the exact same type of setup as my car over there. So we were all just hanging out, having fun. It took a long time. I mean, I got over there about noon. I didn't even get out of there until close to like 4 o'clock. And so I was like, yikes. So anyways, the car, I had the before noise, the after noise. So now, for anybody watching my channel, you're not really going to get the same effect because of you didn't really know the prior noise. So this thing isn't radical, but it definitely is nice. So let me get the key here and get her open. And so that's why yesterday when I got back in, just a very long day, a lot of videoing, and for me just to really be, and I was starving, I was so hungry, I was getting ready to make every dinner, and I just went too fast. I shouldn't have done what I did. And that's what I'm saying this morning. If I could only go back to yesterday and redo my footsteps and not make the mistake of deleting all these videos. And for all the years I've been doing my YouTube channel, I've never done that. And it's so maddening that I totally screwed up. I'm sure anybody that has a business that's lost a deal, lost a customer, made a mistake, somebody's done something, and it just really irritates the hell out of you. So let me get my keys in here, and let me get my phone, and let's see if we can get this thing started up for you. Let's see if we can get the... So on this, what is such the now the archaic, does it start up? Okay, there you are. So yeah, if anybody's heard this car when it first came home, you may be able to say, yeah, I can kind of hear that. And so my left front tire, it's the tire and wheel, something ain't right because it has a slow leak. I don't know what's going on with that. It's not a fast leak, it's a slow leak. So there's the exhaust. And with me being inside the car, I gotta get back out and crawl back out to do the thing here with my phone catching. You hear that? I start kind of getting that low, a little bit of a low effect. I mean, wow. I mean, this car is so comfortable. It's just so much fun. I am just taken back on how nice this Camaro is. I am so, I mean, to the point, if I had to sell everything, that would not sell. I would, if I had to go to dire straits, the Camaro would not go. I would sell everything else and keep this car. It is so much fun, and it's such a limited production car. It's always going to have incredible value. So if we can get that little bit of a low last. You kind of hear that? So, all right, let me get back in it. Let me give you a little bit of a exhaust note to it. But look at the interior here. The interior is just so simple. Look how nice these seats have held up. The car has like 17,000 miles on it, and it's just it's so simple, and that's what I like about it. I mean, it's a keyed ignition, don't have all the navigation. I mean, just wow. Listen to that. How about that, huh? This has like a rev limiter when it's kind of just in the neutral. I can already tell that. So once it kind of starts to warm up, you know, it's crazy. Even the guy, oh, here it is. Ha! There it is. So yesterday, the guy at Dulles Dodge, we couldn't figure out how to go through this screen. And there it is. So there's pressure, trip fuel information. Where the hell's that? Vehicle information. Oh, do you push down or something? But how do you do that? Oh, wait a second. So maybe you do this here. I'm kind of figuring it out with you. Let's see. So I go up? No? That's crazy. How does that? So you see there, it shows a little thing. Is there something in the back? I don't know. I'll have to figure it out later without you guys going nuts. Watch my channel. But anyway, so the car, I mean, look at the dash. It's just so clean. And the transmission is really nice. It's a Tremec transmission. The clutch is really nice. The brakes, I mean, the car is cherry. All the electronics work, air conditioning works. So let's see if we can get that a little bit more. It has your OnStar on it. I guess it has, does it have an automatic dimming mirror? I don't know, let's see here. I think it does, or does it? No, it does not. So you have to manually change it. So here we are, going to the, yeah, so yesterday, if you would have watched, if you'd have been there, if I could have kept the video, so here, when we opened up the trunk, Mac was like, where the hell's, he's like, what the hell is this? I'm like, there's no insulation. He's like, you're gonna put the mufflers back here? I'm like, no way. They're gonna be sliding all over and they're gonna go into the sidewall. I'm like, no way, man, there's no way. I'm not picking those things up right now. So anyways, he's like, why isn't there anything back there? I'm like, it's a race car. He's like, wow. He's like, okay, I gotta now get it. Let me turn the car off here. So for those here watching the channel, and where is the hood? I don't even know. Yeah. Crawl around in these cars and trucks. So wow. So yeah, so yesterday, so disappointing. You have no idea how disappointed, how mad I was at myself last night that I took away, which I thought would be such a great video, because after we got done with the car, getting the exhaust, then I headed home and I did the blast in the car along the Jersey barriers and the bridges, and I was in the back roads, and I was just going through how this car is so light. So the first thing I noticed about this car, keep in mind, those who watch my channel, when I bought this car in West Virginia at that Chevy Toyota dealership, my daughter drove the car home. I didn't trade a car for this, so it wasn't like I could have driven up there. So my daughter, I let her drive the car home. So yesterday being the first day that I ever drove a Camaro Z28, I've driven the Camaro ZL1s, and back younger, I've driven other Camaros in previous, generation years. But the first thing I noticed about this car is how light it feels. It is such a light feeling car. And the steering wheel is so connected to the road, and the car is so nimble that I can only imagine a race car driver that's truly like a drifter guy, a truly professional race car driver. I mean, I'm not. I mean, I have no way I'm going to tell somebody on my channel, oh, I'm some guy and go down the back roads doing drifting, burnout. No, that's not who I am. I wish I would have spent more time learning that stuff, but it's all about time. But here's the thing. Anybody that's a race car driver, I would think they would just love this car because it just breaks loose and it's so light feeling. This is a 3,800 pound car. Now this Challenger over here, this is like a 4,500 pound car. So you're talking 500-600, very conservative. You're talking maybe 600 to 700 pound difference in the vehicle weight. And plus this is just a bigger car. But you go outside to the Ford Mustang, and you look at the Mustang. See, a lot of people made fun of the new generation Mustang because the body lines are so kind of squared off. So you kind of look at the Camaro right now, and then it's too bad I didn't have my Ford Mustang Dark Horse in the shop, which I should have in hindsight. But I got to go do a job today, so I have to have this freaking truck charged up. It just doesn't end. But if you come out here and we look at the Ford Mustang Dark Horse and the GT, look at the driveway. So my kid has parked all her cars in front of the driveway. Doesn't he have these challenges? Oh my gosh. So look at the lines. Look at the lines in the back end of this Mustang. Did you see similarities there? I mean, you can honestly say that you can see some similarities there of that Camaro. But here's the thing. This Mustang is heavier. I think the Mustang's like 4,200 pounds. I think. I could be wrong on that. But once I put a supercharger on that thing, things would be another 100 plus pounds heavier as well. The whole point is, when I drive that car, this is a really cool, badass car. But it's incredible in how that Camaro, that in some ways is a 10-year-old built car. That car was built in September of 2014. But in 2014, the Camaro Z28 was released. So it's a 10-year technology car. It's got that map. I'm trying to think of the name of that car, the name of that suspension. I could see that yesterday on the rear suspension, front suspension of that Matmatic or whatever the name of that company is that's building the GTD's performance and GT3 or 4 Mustang suspensions. You can see all that stuff underneath this car, which is so cool. So for this thing though, it just feels, it's just so free-spirited. It's just incredible. See here, look at the back end on how that flare of that back rear kind of has that same look. Did a guy take this Camaro, look and, and paste it on to the new Mustang? I think he probably did. So anyways, yesterday, once again, today's video is called Yesterday, because only if I could go back and not have erased all the video content. And once again, I mean, it's not like my YouTube channel is some big, popular known channel. It's not. It's a very small channel. It gets very limited hits and views. So it isn't like I'm the guy that's getting thousands of hits, by 20, 30, 40, 50. I mean, it doesn't happen. My channel just doesn't draw that type of attention because I'm sure other people will hold their breath. Why is that Iceman? Why doesn't your channel get more attention? What's the conversation today versus the doomer gloomers? I mean, it's just, oh my gosh, what can I say? I think we're better off. Would you be happier living for yesterday? I mean, sincerely, if you knew yesterday, so many years ago, what Amazon stock would be worth, I mean, what Apple stock would be worth, what Nvidia, what that stock, I mean, so if you could live in the yesterday, there was even, what was that TV series? I can't remember the name of the TV series. It was something Wade, or what was that guy's? I just can't remember. But it's all about yesterday's news, knowing tomorrow's future. Come on, pups. Get up here. Hey, get up there. So these guys, hopefully Mr. Keefy Boy is acclimating to the pack. As he gets a little older, he's just a little puppy still in so many ways. And a little cool in here. Hell, I haven't even been in here since I left yesterday morning. I was just so aggravated. There's the Ice Age TV thing. What do you think of that? And my painting of my cardboard fluorescent paint that I think kind of gives the same look as my Gold Rush car. So get the phone down, get the dogs going here, and blah blah blah, and da 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 da, dee 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 dee. So yeah, you just have no idea. I'm sure there's so many people out here. Hey, bud. So many people out here that have done things, and it's just so. I mean, you get a speeding ticket. Like I said earlier, you get in a car crash. You lose something, or you lose a loved one. I mean, it can get pretty heavy and deep on stuff, which I'm just not going to focus on all that. But the point is, I'm sure there's so many people that can relate with this conversation this morning about if you just go back to yesterday and fix things. And then, so State of the Union, the State of the Union, I didn't even watch it. I mean, for what? I mean, sincerely. And then you have all the hate, all the people out there that love one guy and everybody hates another guy. That's all it is. I mean, more than ever, it's just so sad. Of where we are in today's society, government's taking your money, spending it the way they want to spend it, and then, oh, wow. So here's the guy that bought my tractor. Yes. So sorry, everybody. Anyway, so, it's the divisions of the country. But I'm sure in some ways, it's just to me, I think to myself, yeah, if you go back to yesterday, we're involved in this Ukraine-Russia war. And it's so bad because you just have to think that if all the countries would have got together and told Russia that we're all just going to line up in the Ukraine border the day you show up with all your military to come invade them, but you're going to have all the countries supporting Ukraine and just go home. So, that's what I was saying from day one. It's like, why wouldn't all the governing bodies of the world tell Putin to go pound sand and just go home? Because it's just going to be the endless war. And here we are. here right now, thousands of people are dead and everything else. And yet, we have a sitting president and administration that's wanting to continue to fund a war, that we're just the third party. We're a third party, participant. But I talk about it all the time. If you're a green agenda person, you're a military person, or a defense contractor, you're going to love this administration's policies because you're making money from the administration's policies. So I can understand how people will support Joe Biden, and that's a concern now. Is if Donald Trump comes in, does he roll back all this green agenda entitlement that a lot of people are now spending a lot of money in putting things together, and are people going to be like, we can't elect Donald Trump because he's going to ruin what we're creating now to enrich ourselves? And then that's the intriguing thing. If you look at what's going on more than ever, is the green agenda is a very expensive and in so many ways profitable industry to so-called make the world yesterday. I mean, is really the green agenda about making the world yesterday? In so many ways, I think it is, because they want Mother Nature, Earth, to go back to the way it was. So we're living in the most expensive times of our lifetime of living in yesterday. I mean, we really are. And so many people, if you're witnessing what's going on with the crime and the National Guards being called in the New York City subway to guard people. I mean, who here just can't just start mouthing off about, we should have done this yesterday. We should have taken action yesterday. And the list goes on and on and on. And then the legal immigration of how do we, the blame game, each party, the blame game. I mean, who's right, who's wrong? Oh my gosh. It's, I was saying a few days ago, my morning conversation was exciting. I mean, I think we're going to witness exciting times. And what I mean by that is you're going to be like, wow, holy crow. I don't necessarily mean you're going to be per se excited as far as the end result, but I think it's going to be that thing that gets you excited to be thinking, what the hell is going on? I just think as time progresses, how much longer can this administration and the media machine continue to pull the wool over so many people's eyes before the heyday of the true reckoning does come? I mean, I will say this, that up there at Leesburg Dodge, they're slow. January and February were very tough months. This month, and what you hear is what I just told you earlier. It's a person comes in to trade their car in. I've talked about it before. It's $25,000 upside down. And there's just, it doesn't make any sense for a person to get rid of a car that's got 20,000 miles on it. It's a perfectly good car just to get a new car. Why would you do that? I mean, sincerely, but that's what people do just to get a different ride. But now it's like, whoa, that's just way too expensive. I met a guy yesterday that does installation on security systems, and he's a very in-depth, well-knowledge guy that's going to partner up with Max Custom Exhaust, where he's renting a bay on the inside of the shop next to him. And he's been putting these wiring harnesses in these Fords and Dodges, and he knows how to make it so it's very challenging for the cars to be hacked. And so it's a great, I got his information, I saw what he does, and he sounds very knowledgeable what he does. So would I cross the bridge and maybe do that to my cars? It's debatable. But the point is, I was talking about how business was. And yeah, what he has witnessed is all the guys that have all the money, they still call them. The people that don't have the money, the middle class people, they're gone. They're gone. That base is like, he used to do tons of Challengers and Camaros and all these, the $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 cars. That's gone. Now all he works on is high-end cars because he's just the people, or the Hellcats. He's doing the Hellcats. He's doing the expensive brand because the middle-class guy's out of money. So that's it. I talk a lot. I know that. And once again, for me as a YouTuber, yesterday was a very challenging day for me because I spent so much time. For anybody watching my channel, this isn't me crying the blues, complaining. It's so much time and work and effort to bring content, to try to intrigue people to watch your channel. And it's very challenging. And I try to keep my channel more, as one guy said it, I think he said it really well, just keep it raw. Just keep it really simple. Just make it feel like you're right there with me, next to me. and I don't have all the big shebang, things before my video takes off. I don't do the 2 or 3 minute introduction of, the drone flying over my house and the pictures of all my cars and all the antics and this and that. It doesn't take 2, 3 minutes or a minute just to get to my content to see me start talking and doing something. And then I have all these things, scrolling across my screen. I mean, that takes a lot of time and a lot of effort to create that type of content. And I just, my position is you like to watch my channel for what it is. And if I have to start, making all this little crazy stuff just to entertain people, to be drawn to my channel, then I just like, I'm out. I just say it straight up. I'd rather just kind of keep it simple. So that's my goal. And so everybody else, share your stories. I'd love to hear other people's stories. Email me. And for anybody out there who wants to email me, it's going to be iceagetv comments@gmail.com. And if you want a sticker, Don and Jenny are going to get a few stickers. And there's another one of my YouTubers that is I own a sticker. But share the channel. And these things aren't too big, so it's not obtrusive. So anybody gets these, I mean, some of my subscribers are like, you should have a much bigger, sticker. Well, I think for applications for me, but for anybody that's watched my channel, I just can't see you wanting to have this big placard all over your car. I mean, I wouldn't. I mean, I think this is cool because you can put this on your bumper, your side window, your back window. You can put it in your shop, whatever you're going to do with it. I have no idea. But the whole point is it's not too big. So it just I think it's clean and simple. So anyways, thanks so much, as always, to supporting my channel and share the channel. And let's try to make the channel grow. It seems like it has slowed down. I really was picking up a lot of subscribers on a daily basis. But now it just kind of seems to have petered out, which it just comes down to me finding the right. It's these short videos that usually kind of get people's attention, that maybe will be drawn into your videos. This type of long conversations, I won't pick up new people per se at a very rapid rate with this type of conversation. This is more just the regulars that like to hear me talk in the morning and share my ideas and views and feel like we're talking to each other. That's what it's so cool about it. So once again, hey everybody, have a great day. God bless. Stay safe and stay tuned for more adventures.